And the opening bounce. And Platten gets the ball away for Hawthorn, first kick of the match. Up towards half forward, Brereton and Curran. And there's a free kick here. It's going to be Hawthorn's free, but he allows play to go on. Shot for goal, up to a forward pocket by Loveridge. Dunstall taken now away from goal. Back to Loveridge. Hooks it back. Chance for Morris. Bumped out. Good mark to Crocker in defence for North Melbourne.
Well, very suspect Jason Dunstall. A shocking kick by Crocker's out of bounds on the full. Only 30 metres away from the Hawthorn goal. I was just going to say Dunstall's flick on Burney looked a bit suspect.
It did. It looked very much like a throw.
Tuck with the ball for Hawthorn, only 30 metres out. Very difficult angle. Game in progress, only 60 seconds. And Tuck shoots for goal for the Hawks, and he's put it through. What a beautiful kick by Michael Tuck. First goal on the board to the Hawks. 1 minute into the first quarter.
Yes, poor old Crocker would be feeling like burying himself at the moment. I was just about to say what a good player Crocker is when he made that terrible mistake. Here he is again now. He was undecided as to where to go, then went across goal and kicked it off the side of his boot. And I suppose he couldn't have given the free kick to a worse fellow than Michael Tuck, because he often converts those ones from the boundary line.
Back in the centre, and Deere wins the tap. Bit of a block up here. Demetrio takes a free kick for a push in the back. Umpire Ian Clayton with Shane Harris here today. And Demetrio goes towards the outer side. Jim Cracker in the area, stays down at the front, comes to the back. Tuck to Platten. From centre half back, short of the centre. Demetrio again, feeds out the hand pass. German pulled off his kick. And Loveridge whips it away. Goes to Ayres. Puts it out wide to Morris. And wide open now for Hawthorn. Morris centres the ball. Great pass in the direction of Curran. Comes to the back. Loveridge with Smith. Loveridge off the ground, but close to the boundary line. And it goes out 50 metres from goal at half forward.
Looks like a couple of taggers even this early. Ross Smith looks as though he's got the job of minding Richard Loveridge. Just outside the 50-metre line, we've got a boundary throw in. Mossop up high. Here's a chance for Brereton. Hard against the boundary line. Can't control it. McDonald sees him safely over. And we'll have a throw in about 45 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. The Hawks are 1 goal straight. North Melbourne yet to score. Mossop. Brereton. Crocker. Maybe he can make amends. Chance for Passmore. He's well tackled. Johnny Law, experience, acting captain. Platten for Hawthorn. Snapshot for goal. Offline, out of bounds on the full. Free kick to North Melbourne in the last line of defence. We've played 3 minutes. Hawthorn 1 goal. North Melbourne yet to score.
And Law with the free kick in. Covers just over 50 metres. Punched inside 50 for Hawthorn. Goes to Curran, loses it in a tackle. Crocker. It comes to Morris. Grab when he didn't have it. No whistle. Back to Curran. All North Melbourne there. Passmore, but he's under pressure. Kicks backwards. Ayres leads the race, but the ball might win out of bounds. Oh, Steele did well. He had 40 possessions last Sunday in Sydney, and Darren Steele starts well again. The kick towards centre wing. Love was there. It comes to the back. And here's a free kick to be taken by Paul Abbott. Well, back he goes. Wasn't too good. And knock forward for North Melbourne. McCann leads the race. Was he out? Gee, he was pretty close. Umpire said no. And in defence, Pritchard to Whitman. Bit of a fumble. Still a chance for North.
Played by German, tackled when he didn't have the ball. Play on, says the umpire. Love there for North Melbourne. Throwing himself on the football in defence for the Hawks was Abbott. And the ball at half forward for North Melbourne. They're yet to score. Hawthorn 1 goal straight. 4.5-minute mark of the first quarter. And right on the 50-metre line, we have a ball up fairly. Deere. Chance for German. Good kick there by Smith for North Melbourne into the pocket. Here's a goal coming up for Steele. And North Melbourne level the scores at the 5-minute mark. It's 1 goal apiece.
Yes, and they put a lot of pressure on there, North Melbourne. They've started well. Been a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes by the Hawthorn side. Out of defence, where they've kicked poorly to a North Melbourne player. But here's Steele, who is turning out to be a very good player for North, kicking an easy goal.
An unusual role for him. He's played all games this year, but that's just his second goal for the season. Darren Steele in outstanding form. Scores level, approaching the 5.5-minute mark. Mossop runs in against Deere, wins it, but Ayres takes it away for Hawthorn. Brereton with McDonald. Ackley gets it to McDonald. Good speed by Platten to put him under the hammer. Through goes Smith. Smith again, grabbed by Curran, and will take a free kick in between halfback and the centre. Well, back towards halfback.
Well, he certainly showed tremendous endeavour there, Ross Smith. He kicks to the members' side of the ground. North Melbourne outnumbered 2-1. Knocked off the ball, but good backing up. Great backing up by Johnny Law. Kicks a little wide for Demetriou, but he's still a chance. Forced to kick with the left foot. No, he doesn't. He hand passes over the top. It's just touched by Tuck, and it just may mess up this North Melbourne promising attack. Langford tidies up, kicks towards the wing. There's no one at home for Hawthorn. And it's tapped over the boundary line by Crocker, and we'll see a throw in on centre wing members' side of the ground. 6.5 minutes gone, 1 goal apiece in the very important match for North Melbourne at VFL Park.
On the bench for North, Robertson and Lyle. Lyle replacing Harris in the selected team. Crocker gets the kick away to Jim Cracker. It goes to Smith, who's been prominent early. Bounces past Mew. Phil Cracker. Beautiful tap back. Demetriou onto Phil Cracker, but it dropped short of him. And the ball knocked over the boundary line by Pritchard. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 50 metres out from goal. North in attack. Scores level.
Fairly doing the ruck work against Abbott. Abbott with a bit of strength. Throwing himself on the ball, German. Free kick against him. Maybe Eade was being held behind play, slightly behind play. And Eade to take the free kick for Hawthorn at half-back. The Rocket kicks in towards the centre. And Deere stands his ground. Mossop slipped over. Deere takes the mark for the Hawks. Right on the corner of the square. Tries a kick around the corner. It goes off the side of the boot. Good punch away for North Melbourne. Mossop's on the end of it. Kicks around the corner into the forward pocket area. McCann. Superb mark by McCann in front of Langford. And the big, strong, brilliantly built Stephen McCann will shoot for goal from only 30 metres out on a slight angle. McCann punts offline. Goal umpire right behind the goal post, but he indicates it's a goal. Well, they're hard to read, but it's a goal to North Melbourne, kicked by Stephen McCann.
Yes, that was a good strong mark by McCann, because it was a hard kick to mark there. It was Moss screwed it around the corner. Surprising though that Langford couldn't punch that away because he was in perfect position, but the extra height of McCann was a bit of a worry for him.
Waiting for the bounce in the middle by umpire Clayton. On the bench for Hawthorn, Russell Green and Anthony Condon playing in his first senior game. Here's a free kick going to North, and it's quickly taken by Smith. Crocker gets it up to German, puts it out wide to Steele, runs up towards half-forward flank. Oh, the bounce went away from him, but he's well shepherded beautifully by Larkin. And Steele from 55 metres, kick smothered. German, great tackle, Ayres, holding the ball. The advantage not paid here, and the kick going back to Gary Ayres, state player for Victoria last week.
Tremendous play by Ayres, because he smothered the kick and then he followed up and did the tackle.
Ayres kicked towards the wing. North Melbourne outnumber. Smith it is at the back of the pack. Kicks quickly up towards the forward pocket area. But it's over the boundary line for a throw-in. About 55 to 60 metres away from the North Melbourne goal. As Robertson warms up on the boundary line. And the player to come off looks like Demetriou. May have done a hamstring. Robertson comes on. The play at full forward for North Melbourne. A chance for another goal. And Cracker comes through and kicks a very easy goal. Phil Cracker, his first goal, North Melbourne's third. And North Melbourne looking a little dangerous.
They are. They've started brilliantly. But how easy do the Cracker brothers make it look? Good knockdown by Steve McCann. A tap over Rodney Eade's head. And tremendous skills by Phil Cracker.
That was easy by the time he got boot to ball, but what a brilliant goal by Phil Cracker. And North have kicked the last 3 goals to lead by 2. Larkin's first kick. Kicks into the pack. Comes back to Ayres. Kicks out of the centre circle. Chance for Loveridge. Taken away from him by Ackley. Ackley playing in front. Had to handball to no one. And the ball goes out of bounds. Well played by David Ackley. Under pressure from Richard Loveridge. And look at the white look to the turf there. That's in the shade of the grandstand. It's still dewy here at VFL Park at 2:15 in the afternoon. The fog didn't lift till about 11 this morning, and the temperature would be lucky to be double figures. Tuck high in the air, not much distance. Goes to Platt, loses it to German, back into the pack, and there'll be a ball up. It's bright and sunny, but a crisp sort of a day here in the first week of winter.
Umpire Clayton bounces. Oh, good punch away by Mossop. Chance for German. Quick left foot kick towards half forward. Mark. Steele. Over the top. Love. 6 goals in half a game last week. Kicks towards McCann. Overruns it. Chance for Hawthorn. Platt picks up brilliantly. Kicks out to the wing and Ayres takes the mark and just protects himself a little bit by fending off Peter German. Gary Ayres with the ball at half-back for Hawthorn. A high one towards the wing. And David Ackley with perhaps just better judgment. The big players jostling. Ackley's kick into the centre. Tucks there for Hawthorn. Here's a chance for Whitman. Hand pass over the top. Curran. Oh, crunch. A big punch away. Love on the end of it. Play on. Cracker. McCann into an open goal. And there's another one for North Melbourne. Their 4th goal, 12 minutes gone, the 2nd goal to McCann.
Yeah, this is a great start by North Melbourne. They've gone into this game the underdogs, and they're the ones that are applying all the pressure and making Hawthorn look second-rate. McCann's also started well. That's his 2nd goal for the game.
Well, he was picked at full-back to play on Jason Dunstall, and he's playing at full forward.
Great punch on there by Stephen Hickey away from Tuck, which set up that goal. North looking great at the moment. Mossop wins, but knocked back by Ayres. Bit of basketball in the middle, comes back to Mossop. Puts it out wide to half-forward flank. Fairley. Around Abbott easily. Good pass. Over the head of McCann it goes. Eade in front of Phil Cracker. Abbott. Good mark. Oh, gee, that was a beauty.
Abbott handballs on to Deer. Deer, long kick towards half forward, punched away from Morris. North Melbourne defence under pressure. Mossop's there to help out. High ball to the wing. Over the top, Langford can't control it. He's backed up well by Morrissey. Morrissey kicks with the left foot towards half forward. No mark taken. Mossop. High kick. 4th kick to Mossop. No mark. Touched off Mossop's boot. Smith. Out to German. German on the wings, got a little bit of time. Casually takes one bounce. Over the top to Fairley. Fairley kicks it quickly into the forward pocket area. Eade anticipating well. Sees the ball safely over the boundary line and will have a throw in North Melbourne's forward pocket. 35 metres around from their goal. And North Melbourne are playing well. They're 4 goals straight, 24. Hawthorn, 1 goal, 6 points.
Abbott wins the tap. It goes to Morrissey. He puts it out to Jenke, who made the state squad but didn't make the travelling team. And Ray Jenke will take the free kick for the Hawks. He's had a top season. It's his first kick in the first quarter of an hour. Still short of the wing. Passmore. Steele. Crocker. And North looking great. German. Bit of room. Ball not bouncing too well on the dewy turf. Fairley's there. Knocked away by Langford. Goes to Tuck. Good tackle by Cracker. Abbott. And the ball was out before Abbott got it infield to Langford. And it's North's pressure. And never underestimate a team coached by one of the greats, John Kennedy, who's against his old club today.
Well, their forwards are doing very well, keeping it in. Boundary throw in, only 20 metres around from North Melbourne's goal. Langford taps it out. Morrissey tackled by Phil Cracker, and umpire Clayton decides that before Eade or Love can do anything with the football, that he should take control, and a bounce will take place 35 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. North Melbourne 4 goals straight, Hawthorn 1 goal straight, and we're 15 minutes into the first quarter. A good tap on for North Melbourne into the pocket. Clayton over the boundary line, and we'll have another throw in. A bit of negative play, but North forwards keeping it in well, and Hawthorn defenders under lots of pressure.
Approaching the 16-minute mark in the first quarter. Tapped out by Abbott, goes to Phil Cracker. Snap for goal here by McRae, and a great goal. Well, Dean McRae continues to impress in his first season of league football. He is from the Rosebud area down on the Mornington Peninsula, but was recruited to VFL from Sandgate in Queensland. A beauty.
And Ronnie found out during the week that I used to play football with his father down at Daleston, which is near Wonthaggi. As very distinct from Dalesford, and a very productive area, obviously, because that fellow's a good young player. North Melbourne lead by 4 goals. Deere gets the tap out. Passmore over the top. Mossop under pressure. Crocker taps on well. German out wide. North Melbourne with players backing up brilliantly. Love 55 metres out. Goes for goal and puts it through. Touched on the line.
There's a fantastic opening by North Melbourne, and that's the first point registered for the afternoon.
Yeah, what a scoreline. 5-1 to 1 goal. This is a real boil-over at the moment. Here's up to Platten. John Platten in between half-back and wing, and smothered by Smith. The ball out of play. So still North Melbourne putting on the pressure on the forward line.
Yes, Johnny Platten slipped in the first instant there, and he hurried his kick when he went to kick it in the end. He probably should have went back and taken his time.
The ball at half forward for North Melbourne. Smith gets a quick kick out of it. Don't know how he did it, but he did it. The ball at half forward. Love can't move it on. And umpire Harris on this occasion with a well-grown moustache. Quite proud of that. And he bounces the ball 60 metres out from North Melbourne's goal. The tap out is a chance for Ayres. Robertson there for North Melbourne. Fairly tucked, keeps it in well. And a bounce of the ball. Well, it's only 5 or 10 metres away from the previous bounce. Some 65 metres away from North Melbourne's goal. North 5-1. Lead Hawthorn 1 goal straight. A tap out. Chance for Abbott. Over the top. Towards the wing. Mossop does it well. Platten held but he didn't have the ball. Play on to the umpire. Platten's on it again. He gets the hand pass out wide. Pritchard kicks towards half forward, and the mark taken by Curran. And the first semblance of open football. Pritchard runs onto it again. The hand pass is just a little astray. Hawthorn at half forward. Morris, has a free kick being paid behind play, and Pritchard will take it for Hawthorn 55 metres out from goal. Perhaps a little too far out to score. It's a bit difficult to gauge which end the wind is favouring.
Yes, there doesn't appear to be a lot of wind, Robbo, but this will show us which way the wind is blowing.
Pritchard's kick drops short, right into the front of the square. A chance now for Morrissey. Left foot snapshot for goal into the pocket. Broughton! In front, a grand mark to the old stager Johnny Law.
Law leading the Kangaroos today in the absence of Wayne Schimmelbusch, who was injured last week and will miss the rest of the season and maybe mightn't play again. Jim Cracker threads a hand pass to Larkin, who hasn't seen much of it so far. On to Ackley, up to centre wing, and a good mark to Fairley, well down from the forward line. Good pair of hands. Ian Fairley from close to the boundary line, up to half forward. Underneath at Love, but it comes back to him. Gets the kick away. Beautiful. Phil Cracker showed toe off the mark. Pops it over the top to Steele. Maybe his second goal. But it's across the face. And out of bounds on the bounce. Phil Cracker only had the ball for a split second and put Steele in with a chance. And he's had 7 possessions already, continuing on from where he left off last week.
Certainly a very good player. The tap out from Hawthorn's defence goes over the boundary line again, and we'll have another throw in, only a matter of 2 or 3 metres further away from the North Melbourne goal. North Melbourne have done it well in the first 20 minutes. They're 5-1-31, leading Hawthorn 1 goal straight 6. Boundary throw in, McCann in front. On the bottom of the pack is Ayres. He can't control it, and we'll have another throw in from boundary umpire Sporton, as we see Alan Jeans looking a little concerned, and so he should, because the Hawks started favourites. They'd be hot favourites to win this match, and North Melbourne have taken it right up to them. Chance for Platten. Well pressured by Smith. He does get the handball away now, but not before umpire Harris has decided that he should bounce the ball just inside the 50-metre line. And North Melbourne once again in attack. Nearly 21 minutes gone, and they lead by 25 points.
Inside half forward. Comes to Robertson. Underneath the pack. No whistle yet. Comes out to Platten. He's kicked back towards the centre. Morris using his body well. Curran to help him. Back to Morris. That's good forward play. Hand pass goes astray. It was meant for Kennedy. It goes to Passmore. Across the ground. North 2-1. It comes off the hands of McRae and goes to Jim Cracker. Beautiful pass to Phil. Way too far out to score. 2 kicks to goal from there. Inboard to Smith. 53 metres out. Smith won't make it either. Goal square job. Down goes McCann, and the ball off the hands and out in the forward pocket.
Yeah, this is an absolutely brilliant exhibition of football by North Melbourne, the way they're teaming and running and backing up each other. It's amazing how many Hawthorn handballs have missed the target.
Abbott takes possession of the ball, kicks with the left foot high towards centre half forward. Oh, Smith perhaps should have taken that mark. Ackley on the bottom of it. Can't break clear. Pressured by Platten. Ball comes clear to Tuck. Tuck with a little bit of space. Kicks it up towards half forward. Curran trying to jostle his opponent out of position. Brereton fumbles at a crucial stage. Gets back onto it. Left foot kick towards full forward. Chance for Dunstall. Tap over to Kennedy. Kennedy. Platten. Platten out wide. Curran off the ground. No. Well smothered by North Melbourne defence. They're desperate all over the ground, North Melbourne. And they've kept it in. And umpire Clayton will bounce only 15 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. And the Hawks are struggling all over the field. Dunstall behind play holding his thigh as we have a bounce in the forward pocket.
Well, you couldn't wish to see a better display than what North's putting up at the moment. It comes back to Loveridge. Back he goes to Whitman. Hurried kick towards goal offline. Touched through by Dunstall, who just broke it away from the hands of the trainers and through for a behind. Whitman there under pressure, and all Hawthorn players have been under pressure. North giving them a bit of their own medicine.
Law kicks the ball in very carefully. Out over the 50-metre line. They're being out-roved like you wouldn't know because the Cracker brothers have killed them. Out towards the wing. A long kick towards half forward, and a sensational mark taken by Love. He recovers well. Gains his composure. Kicks towards centre half forward. Now the Hawks have a bit of space. Loveridge kicks towards centre half forward. Passmore under pressure. The bounce is fickle. Platten at the back of it. Intercepted by Mossop, who's doing well for North Melbourne. Kick into the centre. No mark taken. Poor talking. A kick for North Melbourne goes forward, and the mark taken by Phil Cracker. He plays on and kicks with the right foot. Here's Larkin. Only a matter of metres out. Over the top to McCann into an open goal, and there's another one on the board. And McCann, who has put the full back, playing it full forward, kicks his third goal. And we're still not into time on in the first quarter. North Melbourne lead by 30 points.
Absolutely brilliant display by North Melbourne. There's Phil Cracker. He's been fantastic up on the forward line. And look how quickly he gets that ball away. He doesn't waste time going back. And there's a beautiful pass to Larkin. Over the top to Steve McCann. And they're setting it up brilliantly around the midfield area.
Sensational display by North. Mossop absolutely starring in the ruck. Down to Jim Cracker. Up short of half forward. And a good mark taken by Pritchard. Darren Pritchard playing his third VFL game. Recruited from Sandy Bay in Tassie. Brereton. What a mark by Dermot Brereton. Over the top of McDonald.
Here it is again. And he knows how to take him, Dermot. Slipped through his hands, but he was able to grasp it to his face.
Well, Brereton's kick into the forward pocket has been marked by Dunstall, and Dunstall will shoot for goal from 50 metres out. His kick drops short. There's a mark not paid. Umpire Harris in complete control. He's only a matter of 12 or 14 metres away from that. A few players upset, including Donald McDonald, who's playing on Brereton, and Hawthorn need Brereton.
They need him badly. But it'll be an interesting tussle that between McDonald and Brereton, because they're both pretty fiery customers, so we could see some fireworks before the end of the day.
Umpire Harris bounces the ball. Mossop gets it out. Larkin shrugs the tackle. Kicks a long one out towards the wing, and North Melbourne are temporarily out of trouble. A tap over the top by Mew. His first touch, playing on young McRae. And it goes over the boundary line for a throw-in at half forward for the Hawks.
We're into time on now by a minute. 37-7, North leading. Comes down to Tuck, who runs backwards a bit. Goes further backwards with a hand pass to Pritchard. Across wide to Curran. Hickey with him, number 24. Now Dunstall in front, but that's going out of play. Well done to Stephen Hickey, who is playing just his second senior game of the year, and a total of 30 for his career. 26.5 minutes gone, 6-1 to 1-1.
Well, there's a few unfashionables in the North Melbourne lineup, but they're doing it well. They tap out wide. Here's a chance now for Pritchard. Taps it back. High kick towards half forward. No mark taken. Law throws himself on it. Smith off the side. McRae over his head at the back fairly. Handball onto Steele. Steele's kick into the forward pocket area. Oh, good backing up. McRae again. Short kick finds McCann, and it's all North Melbourne. They've killed them, North Melbourne. 27-minute mark. They lead by 30 points. And Stephen McCann, a chance to kick his fourth goal in the first quarter. McCann punts for goal. He runs on and looks pretty good about it. It's another one to North Melbourne. There's 7-1-43. Hawthorn languishing 1-1-7.
And Steve McCann, this is, he must think it's an absolute full forwards picnic out there, because this is really being set up by the players further up the field. Here it is again, the North Melbourne players have just backed up and run and handball and really looked for each other right from the word go. And there's nothing Langford could do about that. McCann got a few yards break on him, and a beautiful delivery by the North Melbourne player.
Well, we've had 8 goals in the first quarter, so it could be pretty long. Only 28 minutes gone. Larkin pops it back to Passmore, and North out of the middle again. What can Hawthorn do about this? The Premier's being thrashed. German. Great lead by Phil Cracker, and he doesn't fumble those. Can they get their 8th before quarter time? Short pass. McCann again. Inside 50. He might have 5 by quarter time.
It's the best I've seen Stephen McCann play, and I think Bernie probably summed it up when he said it's the players up the field that have made it so easy for him.
That's exactly right. It's come down onto the North Melbourne forward line so many times that a good leading player like McCann just has to get his fair share of kicks.
So McCann coming in from just inside 50. Oh, it's a Butler! Just missed to the left. Spoiled his perfect record, and there's the siren for quarter time. A brilliant first quarter by North Melbourne. They're 7-2-44 to Hawthorn 1-1-7.
Abbott's got the job on him now, but I don't think really it was Langford's fault against McCann, because the delivery up onto that forward line was brilliant.
The bounce to start the second quarter. Platten tries to get the ball away. Smith there, who did it well in the first quarter for North Melbourne. No one can break clear, and umpire Clayton will bounce the ball only 2 or 3 metres away from the centre circle. In the first quarter, the leading kick getter on the ground was Ross Smith for North Melbourne with 7. Lots of 6s. North Melbourne 13 marks, Hawthorn 9. North Melbourne dominating.
And Fairley drives North forward again. McCann there, and a chance 2-on-2 here. Phil Cracker going in to apply the tackle, but the kick out of defence by Abbott. Just inside the line, clever German to Robertson. A left footer to centre half forward. Diving attempt by Mew, dropped it. Platten. Just a while, bounces away to Jim Cracker. Pops it up to McCann. Open goal coming up. tackle Jenky onto Phil Cracker, and he'll get the goal. 15 metres out. Phil Cracker's second, and North have ripped along to 8 goals too.
And they can do no wrong, North Melbourne, because the kick just landed in Phil Cracker's hands. Rebounded. Jimmy Cracker I'm sorry, down to Steve McCann. And they made pretty heavy weather of it in the end, but Phil Cracker was clever enough to be able to get around onto his right foot and snap the goal.
Slippery customs, those Cracker brothers. Look at the scoreline. 50 North Melbourne, 7 Hawthorn. North Melbourne will come forward again. High ball to centre half forward. Eade. Good mark by Rodney Eade. Running back with the flight of the ball. Hurt himself. He was hurt in the night match, in the interstate match, and his kick goes wide to Platten. Platten's kick up towards the wing. A miss by Whitman. A pick up by Smith. And North Melbourne into attack again. Chance for Phil Cracker again. And the little guys, when I say little guys, the players on the ball for North Melbourne have been scintillating. Jimmy Cracker towards full forward. McCann can't mark. He's after it again though. Hand pass out wide. Chance for North Melbourne. A snapshot for goal by Love is offline. McRae it was. And through for a behind.
Eade kicking in for Hawthorn. 55 metres to tuck. Breeze no factor.
And Eade's in a bit of trouble too with that shoulder from that interstate game.
He's done the shoulder. He tripped over a teammate a minute ago. Yes, might take a free. But umpire Clayton calls for the boundary throw-in instead of awarding the free to the Hawthorn defender. I thought it might have been there.
Gary Ayres thought so too, Drew. Few words spoken by the number 7 for Hawthorn. Mossop over the top, but it's a tap out by Hawthorn. But North Melbourne are there to pick up the crumbs. They take the free kick. It's Smith who's doing well. It's as though he might be playing as a ruck rover, Bernie.
Yes, I think he might be playing on Michael Tuck, minding him.
I thought he may have been picked up Loveridge earlier, but it's Smith's long kick towards centre half forward. No mark paid. Handball over the top. Kick out of trouble by Mew. Tap on. North Melbourne now under pressure. Tuck. Left foot kick to half forward. The Hawks going very indirect, and it's over the boundary line for a throw-in some 60 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. The scoreline, North Melbourne 8-3, 51. Hawthorn 1-1-7. That's right, they're 44 points in front, North Melbourne, 4 minutes into the second quarter.
North started slowly last week and finished well. This week they've started brilliantly. Ayres to full forward. Chance for Dunstall to go back at it. Brereton up towards the goal square. Dunstall goes backwards to Loveridge. Still only 45 out. Won't make it. Brereton outnumbered 3-1. Oh, it's taken away by Curran, who kicks a brilliant goal, virtually taken right out of the arms of Ackley.
Yes, that was sensational by Curran. Here it is again. No one able to control it. Ackley looks like he's got it. In chips Curran and snaps some easy goal.
Kick towards half forward. Here's Jimmy Cracker. Short pass. McCann. Play on, says the umpire. Thought it may have just hit the turf before he picked it up. And Stephen McCann, a little unfortunate. The Hawks, perhaps even more so fortunate. 38 points North Melbourne lead by. We're 5 minutes into the second quarter. Tap out now. Flick on, Love on the end of it. Into the forward pocket. Abbott under pressure. Gets it away to Tuck. Tuck hard up against the boundary line. No, now goes back. The kick with the right foot straight across goal. It's dangerous. It comes off. Mark taken by Langford, who's been moved away from McCann. His quick kick goes to Green. Green on the ground after starting on the interchange bench. Oh, good mark taken by Hickey, who's playing on Curran, and the unfashionable Stephen Hickey. A hard doer is this young man. Kicks towards half forward. High ball. Jenke overruns it. Robertson there for Steele actually. Platten now picks up the crumbs. Kicks it out towards the wing. Langford outnumbered 2-1. Here comes Hickey. Tough, strong. Kick-off line, unfortunately, for North. Over the boundary line on the full. And he just may realise that he's not quite as skillful as some of the other players, but still he's got tremendous courage. A kick by Hawthorn towards the wing. Deer in front. Crumbs picked up by Loveridge. Over the top to Morris. Good shepherd by Curran on Crocker. Morris's kick up towards half forward. Dunstall. Good strong mark over Law. And obviously if you can give this man a chance one out, he'll capitalise, or he'll get the ball anyway. And now a chance for Jason Dunstall to kick Hawthorn's third goal 7 minutes into the second quarter.
4 possessions to Jason Dunstall, kicking from just outside 50. It's close, but thumped through for a rush behind of the Hawks. They need goals. They're 2-2, trailing North, who are 8 goals 3. Good running by Russell Morris, who looks as though he's enjoying his time as a half forward, and a centering kick. Jason Dunstall edging out Law just a little bit. Excellent mark. Kick in by Law. Brereton got a fingertip to it, but didn't come down with the mark. Hand pass a bit quick. Through goes Larkin. Great play, Matthew Larkin. But left it behind him, laid it like an egg. Now Kennedy. Been very quiet, John Kennedy. Law. All Hawthorn here. Loveridge. Kick smothered. Goes to Brereton. Wasn't touched off the boot, says the umpire. Mark paid to Brereton. Right in front and 50 out. And he can kick this. Coming up for his third kick, the state centre half forward. Desperately needed by Hawthorn. It's a beauty.
And Hawthorn slowly starting to look a little bit better. Here's Loveridge, gets a quick kick away, maybe a bit lucky. Hit Dermot Brereton on the chest, and he was able to convert from 50 metres out. Here it is from a different angle, but a pretty vigorous tackle by the North Melbourne player too.
North Melbourne lead by 31 points. Chance for Steele. Handball back. Now Hickey. Curran doing the tackling for Hawthorn. Platten doing the roving and doing it well. Left foot kick to half forward. No mark paid. North Melbourne under pressure. The defence is working hard. Robertson. Well, it was going to go out of bounds, and it's been paid as a legitimate boundary throw-in, but Robertson made sure of it. And between wing and half forward, slightly favouring the Hawks, Deer taps on. Green taps on. Morris, well tackled or well pressured by Larkin. Falls to the ground at a crucial stage. He still has control of the ball and keeps it in. Umpire Clayton to officiate with a bounce about 45 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. 10 minutes gone in the second quarter. North Melbourne lead by 31 points.
Hawks into attack. Kennedy playing against the team coached by his father. Threads out a good hand pass to Brereton. Across his body with the kick smothered. Brereton back at it. Larkin now for North. His hand pass smothered. Still on Hawthorn's forward line. Curran. Larkin goes back. This is great stuff. Top football. The umpire will ball it up just out from goal.
Yes, this is worthy of a finals game today. The standard of football, the pressure that's been applied from both sides. It has been a fantastic opening on a perfect day for football.
The bounce, crush of players right in the forward pocket for Hawthorn, and umpire Clayton Brereton on the bottom of it. Doing a little stirring is Dermot. Matthew Larkin. Dermot appeals to the umpire, but umpire Clayton says, I'll bounce the ball. Only a matter of 12 or 13 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. Mossop takes it out of the air, kicks towards half-back. Chance for Fairley. He grabs the ball, then he handballs back. German gets around his opponent Morris quite easily. Kicks towards the wing, and a good mark taken by Love, who goes past Ayres. Love's kick's a disappointing one. The bounce in towards centre-half forward. A flick back by Langford. Kick off the ground by Jenke. Platten, talented, spectacular. Brilliant football by Platten out towards the wing, and the mark taken by Pritchard. Plays on quickly. Over the top, finds Eade. The Hawks looking a little bit more desperate. Kick towards centre-half forward, and Brereton takes the mark. That's the man who has to lift.
Yes, that's exactly right, Robbo, and there could be a 15-metre penalty here. Yes, it has been paid. And Brereton will take this shot for goal from about 40 to 45 metres out. But he's a top player, Dermot Brereton, when he's on his game, and it's a perfect day for his high marking today.
And Brereton puts through his second for the quarter. And the Hawks have kicked the last three and are coming back. I reckon this is going to be, well, it's already been a fantastic game, but the rest of it should be terrific. The underdog taking the upper hand early. The Premiers will need to be great to get back into it. And I remember when they played on Queen's Birthday long weekend 2 years ago, which was the first time that John Kennedy ever coached against his beloved Hawthorn, and they played a spectacular draw at the MCG. And I reckon this could be nearly as good.
Well, it'll certainly suss out the character of North Melbourne, because they did it well in the first quarter. Bounced back in the centre. Deere got it away. Larkin, his kick is smothered. The Hawks are definitely attacking a little bit more fiercely. Ackley's kick high, out towards the wing. No mark taken. Tap on by McRae gives German a chance. Fairly on the end of it. Can he break clear? He gets the handball back to German, who did it well. Ran on. Here's a chance now for North Melbourne. A kick towards full forward. Over the top, Love, but at the back, the mark's being taken by Smith. He's only 15 metres out, directly in front. And this was the goal that I quite wondered whether North Melbourne could achieve. But Smith, 12th possession coming up. And if he can convert here, it certainly will be a big bonus for the Northerners. His kick is accurate, and North Melbourne's 9th goal on the board. They're 9-3, 57. They lead by 31 points a game. The Hawks are 4-2-26. We're nearly 14 minutes into the second quarter.
And good judgment there by Ross Smith to take this mark. Weighted down. A couple of players flew in front of him. He was the only player that stayed down. And fortunately, it was not touched on the way through, and he took an excellent chest mark. Against Langford there again, who's having a fairly poor day.
Back in the centre, and Mossop wins another one. Down to Jim Cracker. Whips it out to Ackley. Good running by Tuck, but Ackley evades him. High to centre-half forward. Tapped on by Fairley, chopped off by Platten, and now away go the Hawks. Deere, he's got Green. He can go a couple of bounces if he likes. Mossop comes to him. Green drops it in short. Dunstall, good mark. Great play, Hawthorn. And you wouldn't know from that. They trail by 31 points. Jason Dunstall coming up for his first goal. 35 metres out. The kicking's been great, as you'd expect on a fine, still day. And it's 9-3 to 5-2, midway through the second quarter.
Interesting, Bernie, that Green, who spent all the first quarter on the bench, is now on the ground, and the Hawks are looking a little better.
Well, he's the type of player they need, because they had none of that type running, quicker type player in that first quarter. They were killed around the packs. And Russell Green's added that little bit of bite around the packs to the Hawthorn side.
Alan Jean's looking... well, can he ever look a little more relieved? The bounce back in the centre. No one can break clear. Some good smothering. Good pressuring tactics. Eade. Tackled by Love. Umpire Clayton decides that no one has infringed. I shall bounce. At centre-half forward, or between centre and centre-half forward, favouring North Melbourne. North Melbourne lead by 25 points. Chance now for Hawthorn. Ayres under pressure. Tackled when he didn't have full control of the football. And Gary Ayres takes the free kick at half-back for the Hawks.
Out very wide to Kennedy, just inside the boundary line. Curran leads in short, but he goes past him to Morris. Terrific spoil there by Crocker. Goes to Larkin, up the ground to McRae. He looks a star, Dean McRae, in the making. German covered, good ground, and at full stretch marked. Oh, the hand pass blocked by Eade. It's come unstuck. Steele helps him out and goes back for it again. Off the ground by Eade. A beauty onto the chest of Deere.
Deere's kick. Long. Chance. Oh, what a great mark by McDonald. He knew Dunstall was bearing down. If he didn't see him, he could have heard him. And Donald McDonald took a sensational mark at half-back. In short, McRae, he'll be tackled. Brereton could see the shadow. Jimmy Cracker, kick off the ground out towards the wing. Good interception by Pritchard. Tap on by Deere. Attempted kick, Jim Cracker. Pick up by Curran out wide. Green. A bit of space. He's starting another Hawthorn attack, Russell Green. John Kennedy to Platten. Into an open goal goes Platten. Long ball over the top. Is it accurate? Offline. 12th kick to Johnny Platten. Unfortunately for the Hawks, he missed.
But that was their most promising forward move. Hawthorn, they really ran that ball well into the forward line.
Passmore at the back. It goes to Brereton, who cleverly taps to Tuck. One out. Dunstall has got this. He's been a problem for Law in this quarter. A clever kick by Michael Tuck. And now Jason Dunstall right in front at about 25 metres from goal. What a game of football. This quarter, North have managed 2 goals won. Hawthorn have hit back with 4-2. And Dunstall now makes it 5-2. And it's just 3 goals the difference as Dunstall gets his second.
He's a top player, Jason Dunstall. He leads very well. And he's always on the move. But initially, Michael Tuck, that's thinking for you. A veteran of over 300 games, and he certainly knows what to do with the ball once he gets it.
Got the impression that Dunstall might have been licking his chops then, Bernie, when he saw that kick come in.
Exactly.
Perfect position. Well, it's only 3 goals the difference. North Melbourne led by more than 6 at quarter time. Mossop gets the tap out. Chance for North Melbourne. Can't break clear. Now Hawks on the rebound. Morris crashed to the ground. Is the advantage kick paid? It is. Play on. Good tackle on Whitman by Steele. Green's quick kick towards forward pocket. No mark taken. North Melbourne under pressure. Through comes Brereton. Crocker's equal to the task. Kicks up towards the wing. German. Well tackled by Eade. McDonald over the top. Left-hand hand pass. Steele. Oh, tremendous pressure. Larkin. Even he wasn't clear when he kicked it. Platten crashed down to the ground. And a free kick to Platten because it was rather crude by Fairley. And Platten takes the free for Hawthorn at half-back.
This is the best game I've seen this year by a long way. Big leap at the back and thump to the front. Goes to Larkin. On to Passmore. His left footer up to half-forward. Outnumbered 3-1 is Love, but he's got the ball. Well done. Now loses it. Mew. It goes 60 metres. Long to Morris. Dragged down, will take a free kick. Russell Morris, about 75 metres out from goal, and Crocker interfering with him. And just his 3rd possession. Young boy who played his first state game 10 days ago. Oh! Curran. But in front it's to Dunstall. It's Dunstall's kick. And Jason's coming up for his 3rd goal this quarter.
Yes, I think it's against John Lord, Drew, who stood in Dunstall's way as he was going for the mark.
And Dunstall puts it a bit right. And that should have been a certainty from there.
Yes, that's a terrible miss from that distance, especially with Dunstall, who's usually a very accurate kick.
Ackley kicks in, half back, members side of the ground, no mark taken. Larkin gets a little kick to it, flicks it back. Chance now for Passmore in front. Green, who's been instrumental in quite a few Hawthorn moves in this second quarter. Platten at the back, no mark taken. Little kick by Curran. Morris dropping the ball. Of course it was.
Good decision.
The free kick to North Melbourne. Johnny Law at half back, acting captain. Wayne Schimmelbusch, of course, hurt last week. Johnny Law acting skipper. Up towards half forward. Here's a chance now. Steele, desperate, overruns it. Ayres, a short kick in towards the centre, intercepted brilliantly by Fairley. Plays on, left foot kick towards centre half forward. Here's the magical Cracker, pushed when he didn't have the ball. Phil Cracker, and boy, they must be hard to mind, these little fellas. He kicked towards half forward, is intercepted by Loveridge. Rebound football, will it come off? Loveridge kick over the top, can Deere reach it? Can he control it? He reached it, and he controlled it. Left foot kick by Deere. Looking up forward, here's Langford. Langford's kick into the forward pocket. Dunstall overruns it. Here's a chance for Burton. He's got plenty of space. Picks it up. Hard up against the boundary line. Gets past McDonald. Handball inboard. Kennedy. Snapshot for goal by Kennedy. Is online, and the Hawks hit back hard. They only trail now by 11 points.
Man, unbelievable game, this. Some passages of football that's really worthy of a grand final, this game. I said a finals game early, but the tackling and the pressure and the skill level has just been fantastic. And here's a player who's lifted since the first quarter. Dermot Brereton gets a handball over to Johnny Kennedy. He's had a quiet day. He was able to put that one through. And we've really got a game on our hands now.
Yes, 11 points the difference. Mossop dominating in the middle. Down to Smith. His millionth kick. Inside half forward. Over his head by McRae there was good play. German, great pass to Love. And Jason Love, 40 metres out, should kick this. Guy who kicked 6 in the second half last week in Sydney. This is his 7th possession. And a steadier needed by North, who absolutely blitzed Hawthorn in the first quarter. Awful looking kick, and he misses to the right, and only just made the distance too. So how did he kick 6.5 of football last week?
Yes, that didn't come off the boot very well at all. He didn't get it spinning like a drop punt.
North Melbourne lead by 12 points. High flyer, tremendous mark by Langford. Now he's forced to play on. Kick is smothered. Robertson's kick towards full forward. McCann. Oh, difficult bounce for Abbott, but he does it well. He taps it back to Platten. Platten under pressure to Loveridge. Loveridge out of trouble, but his kick is short and marked by Ackley. All players looking to play on at every possible occasion. Ackley towards centre half forward. Good punch away. North Melbourne on the end of it. German back. Oh, played by Law. Gets the handball out. Tap over. Steele. Gets back onto the right foot. Forced to kick quickly. Platten, who's played quite a good game. Steele. Out wide, Phil Cracker shoots for goal, offline. 13 points North Melbourne lead by, and we're very close to time on in the second quarter, and what a match.
Well, we've got Paul Field next to us doing statistics, and I don't know how he's keeping up with all the possessions in this game. What a mark by Smith, who is playing his best game of league football. Oh, but he pushed the hook out. And the free kick will go to the Hawthorn skipper, Michael Tuck. Yeah, bit of a chop on the shoulder before he rode on him. Tuck, 11th possession. Up to centre wing. Oh, the marking, the tackling, the running, the hand passing, everything in this game terrific. Kennedy, the hand pass to Morris. Back to John Kennedy, who's played a better second quarter than first. Up to Dunstall. Just dropped short of him. Passmore to Mossop. Centre half back. Good running by McDonald. Great hand pass to Crocker. And with Morris being shepherded off, Crocker can take it further if he likes. McCann, good lead, but too far out to score.
Gee, my heart was in my mouth when Crocker was bouncing the ball. The ball at centre half forward. McCann gets past one Hawthorn player. Now he kicks high towards full forward. No mark taken. Well, what a mistake there by Hawthorn's Mew, I think it was. When he should have taken it, it slipped through his hands and gave North a chance. They couldn't break away. 26 and a half minutes gone. North Melbourne lead by 13 points. They're 9-5 and Hawthorn is 7-4.
6-3 to 2-3 in this quarter to Hawthorn. As Abbott's kick goes to the centre of the ground, Deer almost tripped on the white line, but he took the mark. But played it well. Up over the wing. Green is there, but he's beautifully outmarked by McDonald. Slipped it to Mossop. Good tackle, Kennedy. And so it goes Hawthorn's way. Loveridge back to Kennedy. Wide open here. Curran, 50 out, 40 out. Short pass. Dunstall in the pocket. Oh, it's a goal. Second goal for Peter Curran. And the margin back to 7 points.
Yeah, it's terrible play there by Donald McDonald. I put the goal down against his name by mistake, but I think it was just about due to his poor handball that Hawthorn were able to kick that goal. I cannot see any advantage in handballing to a player who's standing still, as Mossop was.
Well, particularly the big ruckman who doesn't run all that quickly. But Hawthorn is sweating on. In this second quarter, their players been much better. Fired up, obviously. John Kennedy. German gets past Brereton a little too easily. German's left foot kick finds Ackley. Ackley, a short kick out towards half forward. Phil Cracker, can he get past Jenke? Somehow he does. Short kick in, and McCann 45 metres out. Well, he's not 45. He'll probably have to kick from 45 metres out. And a chance to kick his 5th goal. Not a bad looking kick by McCann. It's another goal to North. And just when Hawthorn looked as though they may have been in front by half time, North Melbourne kicked a badly needed goal. They're 10-5-65 and they lead again by 13 points. Hawthorn 8-4-52.
Hey Bernie, how would you like to have played full forward with Phil Cracker up the ground?
I was just thinking that, Drew, how it must be a pleasure for Steve McCann every time he sees those crackers with the ball. He knows where to go, and that's to make a quick lead out because they're always looking for him.
He'd have kicked 1,000 with him there. Margin back to 13 points. 29 minutes gone. Second quarter. Great game. 18 goals between them. Haven't reached half-time. Tapped out by Mossop for Steele. High to centre half forward. Smith and Langford. Easy for Langford with the extra height. Kennedy really lifted this quarter. And the ball goes out. Tap up the ground by Steele. Just failing to find German. Dunstall has a new opponent. Passmore's gone back there to full-back.
Boundary throw in. Deer interfered with by Mossop, but will take the free kick. They've had an interesting battle. Deer, kick off the side, marked by Morris. Morris between wing and half forward. Play on, says the umpire. His kick's short. Oh, here's a chance for Hawthorn. Tuck shoots for goal, offline. Bad miss by the Hawthorn skipper. First behind to Michael Tuck.
Yes, I think Michael just took that one a little bit too easy as he was going into the open goal.
Kick in by Passmore, the new fullback, on the chest of Moore. He's going out to half-back, up towards centre wing. Too long for Steele. They're all looking around to see who's going to come in and mark. Nobody did. And that's now a ball up, centre wing. On a dewy part of the ground there in the shade of the grandstand.
Very close to half-time. North Melbourne lead by exactly 2 goals. 10-5 plays 8-5. Boundary ball up on centre wing. Chance for North Melbourne. Steele. Short kick. Looking for Cracker. He can't mark. A good punch away by Jenke. And we'll have a boundary throw in. 70 metres around from North Melbourne's goal. Perhaps not enough time left for North Melbourne to score. Nearly 31 minutes. The 31-minute mark has just ticked over. There's the siren. Half-time at VFL Park. A tremendous first half. North Melbourne lead by 12 points. They're 10-5-65. Hawthorn are 8-5-53. Goal kickers for North Melbourne, 5 goals to McCann, 2 goals.
Going into the second half, 10-5 North Melbourne, 8 goals 5 to Hawthorn. Out of the middle, and Deer, who had a good patch in the second quarter, although Mossop's dominated in the ruck generally. And now Phil Cracker puts it out wide to McDonald. With him is Pritchard, but he's got a bit of a break. McDonald up towards half forward, a bit too long. Well, bounces off Morrissey. Chance for North here, but Morrissey came back well to trap that ball at ground level and force the ball up. In the second quarter, Hawthorn outscored North 7-4 to 3-3, but it was 7 goals to 1 North way in the first quarter.
Mossop gets through and gets the tap out. Kennedy through to Morrissey. Morrissey's kick is well smothered. Comes wide. Pritchard to Platten. Platten up towards half forward. It's over the back. Morris, a long looping handball to Loveridge. Inside 35, Loveridge stabs a kick and kicks it off line. Well, maybe it was the stab instead of the kicking through action that caused Richard Loveridge to kick it off line.
Maybe it was a feeling of guilt that he should have ran it a little bit further and handballed over the top to Dunstall.
Passmore kicks in, comes off the ruckman's hands to the back. Loveridge trying to make amends, paddles, goes to McDonald, good hand pass. Steele puts it out wide, that's good play to Law. And Law's kick, wobbly old one, dropping a bit short. A bad kick by John Law, and the mark by Langford. He's been moved out. Langford up towards the wing to Curran. Law comes to spoil, and Law having a good few moments here. Up the ground, here's Langford again. Awkward for him, taken by Love as Langford overruns. Love drawing players to him and then goes long. Phil Cracker down there with Jenke, but the kick too long, the mark to Ray Jenke.
Well, it was a poor kick by Love. He either should have had a shot for goal or tried a better pass. Kick out by Jenke. Platten, tap on. McCann's there, the Greek god, bends over and picks it up well. Handball over the top. Platten, who's roved well. Poor tap on by Pritchard. McCann easily pushed off the ball by Abbott. Eade, short kick into the centre, finds Kennedy. Platten, who's run on. Skill. High ball towards half forward. Morris can't mark. Brereton off the ground. Close to the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. 70 metres around from the Hawthorn goal as Love. Well, it was a shocking effort by Love of just a few minutes ago. He comes off. Lyle on. Boundary throw in half forward for Hawthorn.
Good play, but he's put it out 50 metres away from anybody and said, run at that if you can. Well, Langford overruns again. Oh, holding the ball maybe. Smith seemed to have it a long time.
Yes, it should have been holding the ball. It was held by his right arm and he could do nothing with it other than let it drop to the ground.
Well, North Melbourne need to be 4 or 5 goals in front at three-quarter time, by my reckoning. Mossop takes it out of the air, can't break clear. Chance for Johnny Law on the bottom of the pack. But Hawthorn desperate to keep the ball at half forward. It's about 80 metres out from their goal. North Melbourne lead by 11 points. The tap out. Mossop again. Now he gets his foot to the ball, kicks it into the centre. No mark taken. Jimmy Cracker was there. Now's a chance for Steele. Gets a looping handball wide to Robertson. Robertson, long left foot kick towards full forward. Jenke can't mark. Ayres at the back, now in defence. Kicks it wide to half back. One-handed mark. Scooped in by Langford. Feeds it on to Morrissey. Morrissey's kick up towards half forward. Brereton. Mossop there for North Melbourne. And the ball between, well, it's right near the players' interchange area. So it's on the wing, members' side of the ground. and umpire Clayton will haul up.
North leading by 11 points, approaching the 5-minute mark in the third quarter. Deer wins this. Oh, Curran, great hand pass to Brereton, on to Green. Green drawing men and then short passing to Morris. In front, 50 out. Hand pass 20 metres to Loveridge. On to Brereton, good running. Over the top. Oh, Brereton tried to go for goal and was buried. Now it comes up the ground to Kennedy. His kick up and down in the one spot. It should have been a certain goal. In fact, Hawthorn have had 2 of those this quarter. Kennedy, back to Morris. He's still only 25 metres out. And he's kicked out of bounds on the full. So 2 certain goals for Hawthorn in this quarter have yielded just 1 point.
Yes, bad mistake by Brereton. He held onto the ball much too long. He tried to draw the North Melbourne player out. And then he finally just kept on running and the North Melbourne defence were able to gather him in.
Kick in by Smith, half-back, outer side of the ground. No mark taken. The crumb gatherer is Ackley. Kick towards the wing, marked by Fairley. And North Melbourne in the open. Fairley's kick up towards half-forward. The taller Mew all over the top of Jim Cracker. And Jimmy Cracker will take the free kick at half-forward for North Melbourne.
How's that for a pairing? Jim Cracker and Chris Mew.
Well, it just might be that they've got an unbalanced defence, Hawthorn, and it will either, well, it will work one way or the other. It might be good for North. Jimmy Cracker's kick towards the forward pocket. Here's a chance. A quick kick out of the pack. Offline.
Smith,
the North Melbourne ruck rover, who's gained quite a lot of possessions. And the difference now, 12 points in favour of North Melbourne. He's had 14 possessions, and we're 6 minutes into the third quarter.
Ayres kicking in. His new opponent is Lyle. Langford, he's had a bad quarter. Smith, in fact, he's had a bad game, Langford. Bounces through, charging straight up the ground is great defence by Abbott. Back towards the centre circle. Rash, down they go. Great pick-up, Russell Green. Brereton gets clear for the hand pass. This surely should be a goal. 25 metres out, and at last. Taken them 7 minutes to get their first goal for the quarter, even though they've charged into attack many times.
Here's a man that's made a bit of difference to the Hawthorn side, Russell Green. Read it beautifully off the pack. Doesn't waste the ball either. Handballs over the top to Brereton. And Brereton makes no mistake from 40 metres out.
2 key players at Hawthorn, Russell Green and Dermot Brereton, combined for their 9th goal. Bounce back in the centre. Mossop gets the tap out. Platton's there again, intercepted by Fairley. Fairley's kick out wide to half-forward. Great mark by Jimmy Cracker. Recovers well. Cat-like. Jim Cracker inside 50 metres. Short pass. McCann. Already kicked 5 goals.
Birdie with the 2 Crackers, you might have got 1,200 goals.
Yes, they're not bad players to lead to, are they, Drew? They're fantastic the way they always look for someone up on that forward line.
7th mark to McCann. He's offline on this occasion. It's out of bounds on the full. In the opposite forward pocket. And North Melbourne could have done with that. They lead by 6 points. 8.5 minutes into the third quarter.
Kick in by Ayres. Mossop there. Swamp to Smith, comes to Abbott. From half-back flank to centre wing, Morris. Grabbed as he was approaching the mark. He didn't take the mark, but gets the free against Crocker. Russell Morris just behind the wing. Pops it up high. Good running. He's 20 metres clear. Oh, pass to either Brereton or Dunstall. Brereton panels taken by Passmore, and North can break back out of defence. Oh, Morris crashed straight through, did it well. Deer. Wide for Kennedy, but too wide. And out about 55 metres out from goal.
Well, I thought it wasn't a bad effort by the big fellow to kick that ball 35 or 40 metres with his unnatural kicking foot. But unfortunately, just a little too far in front of Curran. Mossop over the top. Play on, says the umpire. The handball comes to Larkin. Larkin's over the top to Ackley. It'll be intercepted. Chance there for Pritchard. He's kicked towards centre half forward. It's at the back. Dunstall beautifully on to Curran, and Curran kicks Hawthorn into a tie for the lead. North Melbourne 10-6, Hawthorn 10-6. 10 minutes into the third quarter, and it's been a very good 10 minutes for the Hawks.
It's too good a side to be down for too long. And there's Curran kicking his third goal. He's been a top player on the forward line for Hawthorn. And at the 10-minute mark, the scores are all tied up.
To 1 behind in this quarter to Hawthorn. But the Hawks 2-1 could have been 4 goals. And Mark Lyle getting his first run on the ball to give Mossop a bit of a break. Mossop, who's won in the ruck. Lyle wins this one, goes to Kennedy, caught by Larkin. And the umpire says, give it to me, and I'll ball it up. 10-6 apiece, 10.5 minutes, third quarter. Lyle with the height, but it comes to Morrissey. Bounces through to Brereton. Oh, he missed with his second attempt at tackle. McDonald to Passmore. Not too good off the left-hand Passmore, but finds Larkin. Out wide for Phil Cracker, just inside the line.
One of the scintillating Cracker brothers. He kicks it into the centre. It's a beautiful pass to Smith. Smith kicked a high one. Centre half forward. Mark taken for Hawthorn. Play on. Jimmy Cracker shoots for goal and puts it through. North Melbourne in front by a goal. 14th possession to Jimmy Cracker. It's his first goal. His brother Phil has kicked 2.
And just have a look at this roving from Jimmy Cracker. And the pack flies for the ball. And Jimmy's away with it before anyone knows what's happened. And absolutely brilliant stuff by Jimmy Cracker. They've been a real thorn. Both the Cracker brothers have been a real thorn in the Hawthorn side today.
I was with you, Robbo. I thought the mark had been taken. I didn't even see the ball come off the hands. Don't think anybody else did either, apart from Jim. Lyle beaten by Deere in the middle. Curran pulled to the ground and a good tackle. Play on. And now it'll be a ball up. North back in front by a straight kick. And you wouldn't really want to bet against the draw of 2 years ago on the same weekend being repeated. Ackley. Good pressure in there. Platt leading kick winner in the first half with 14 kicks. But a drop short and a chest mark to Passmore low to the ground.
Passmore plays on wide to McDonald. McDonald now forced to kick from a standing start. Out the half back. Good punch on. Over the top. Here comes Tuck. Can't break clear. Now he gets the handball wide. Pritchard. On to Curran. Inside 35. Curran shoots for goal and puts it through. 4 goals to Peter Curran. And scores are all tied up again at the 13-minute mark. 11-6 apiece.
Oh, what a game. The pressure has just been fantastic all day. Here's a veteran, Michael Tuck. Handballs it out to Pritchard. Pritchard over the top to the running Curran. He's been a very dangerous player up on that Hawthorn forward line, kicking 4 goals.
Peter Curran with 2 goals in this quarter and 4 for the game. Lyle wins in the middle. Steele running onto it. Crash to the ground. Will take a free kick. Great play by Darren Steele, who's had a superb couple of weeks. And this is his 18th possession. He puts it out wide to Robertson. Not bad distance. Inside centre half forward. Goes to the back. Jenke overruns. Trouble. Just as well Phil wasn't closer to him. Up it goes to Platt, who just kicked blindly. Here's Steele again with a chance. Over the back of Pritchard. Off the ground by Tuck, but it's all North Melbourne. Awkward spinning ball though. Crocker did well to Robertson.
Robertson decides to bounce and give himself a little bit of time to settle. Poor kick when he did get that space, and it's been marked by Langford. Langford plays on. Ayres in his customary position in the back line. Looks a little bit more comfortable. Up to Green. Green onto the running Eve. Experience for Hawthorn showing out. Eads kick to centre-half forward. McDonald back there to support Robertson. Robertson's kick out to the wing. Here's a bit of space for North. Johnny Law. Play on. Now he does. Round the opponent in Eade. And Law kicks to half forward. It's a shocker. Straight to Ayres, and if Ayres didn't get it, he could have raffled it with Langford. Langford's handball from the Ayres hand pass goes to Green. Green to half forward. At the back, no one can take the mark. North Melbourne with the players at ground level. Free kick, play on, says the umpire. McDonald on to German. German's short kick should be marked for North Melbourne. Well, if it wasn't, it's been paid to Fairley, and Fairley on centre wing for North Melbourne.
Long kick by Ian Fairley, but it's all Hawthorn. He just sprayed that and straight up towards Ayres. To Platten, who had time to fumble and recover. Great chase by Jimmy Cracker. So Platten put off his kick. A lot of kicks going astray in the last 5 minutes with the pressure. Well done. Smothered off the boot of Fairley. It goes to Jim Cracker. It's a play on. Oh, quick vision by Jimmy. Out to German. Pops it up to Steele. Good balk. 60 metres out. Mossop in the forward pocket. Oh! Ayres, what a quarter he's played.
Ayres plays on quickly. He's got two players out wide, half back, outer side of the ground. Loveridge with a little bit of space, kicks it up towards Green, and it was a good kick by Loveridge. Gave Green that little bit of area to move in, and Green's kick up towards the wing. Curran can't mark, punched away by Law, backed up by Ackley, safely over the boundary line for a throw-in. Just slightly forward of the centre wing for the Hawks. Scores are level. North Melbourne 11-6, Hawthorn 11-6, just past the 16-minute mark of the third quarter.
Really solid tackling going on in there. The umpire is forced to ball it up. Umpire Ian Clayton. 72 points each. Midway through the third quarter. You wonder how long this pace can go, and how long the skill level can stay up. Or maybe the skill level has suffered in the last 5 minutes with some kicks going to the opposition. Here's Michael Tuck threading a hand pass back to Deere. Wide to the half-forward flank. Dunstall gets it to Loveridge. His kick off the shin. Goes nowhere. Ball out of play, and we'll have a throw-in. On the 50-metre line. Hawthorn back in attack.
Curran doing the ruck work for the Hawks. Hickey tries to barrel his way past Kennedy. Oh, Curran went down. Head-high tackle. And Curran may receive a free kick out of this. Clayton on the job very quickly. Curran dives on it. Down he goes with a knee, it is. Against Larkin. And Curran perhaps a little too far out to score. He'll need a 60-metre kick plus. Tries to hook it. Goes off the side. Centre-half forward mark taken by German.
And he needed 60 plus and finished up 45 short.
Larkin. Chance for Hawthorn. Green. Larkin outnumbered. Why he kicked it there, no one knows. Green's kicked to full forward. Marked by Dunstall. Play on? No, the mark's been paid. Well, I'll query that rule.
Yes. I think that really bounced out of his hands slightly, and the North Melbourne player knocked it away. So I definitely think that was a play-on decision.
Dunstall kicks a goal for Hawthorn, and the Hawks lead. Would this be for the first time in the match? They kicked the first goal. After the first goal, North Melbourne kicked 7-1 in the first quarter, and Hawthorn at the 18-minute mark of the third quarter.
Here it is again now, Robbo.
Again.
No,
I think it's... Well, looking at it from that angle, it looked as if he had a firm grasp of it when the North Melbourne player knocked it out.
I can't understand the rule, though. Why isn't the North Melbourne defender allowed to punch the ball out of his hand?
Well, he's got to punch it before it arrives.
But he didn't take control of it.
Larkin's doing all right, rather Lyle doing all right in the middle. Down to McRae, but he's kicked just marked by Jenke. Up to Platten. And Platten goes long to Curran, who's had a brilliant third quarter. Backs into his opponent. Near the boundary line, hooks back in Hawthorn fashion. Dunstall there, drops short. Pritchard taps down. That's good play by Lyle, former basketballer. Out of defence, close to the line. And touch job was easy to spoil McRae, and the ball out of play.
they knew they were on camera, actually. The two girls there, obviously following the football with keen interest. The boundary throw in. Wide ball. Larkin. Chance for tuck. Platten dives over the top of his skipper. Can't control the football, and umpire Harris giving Johnny Platten a bit of a tap on the bottom there for encouragement, or what? And a bounce on centre wing. Hawthorn lead by 6 points. Chance for Pritchard. He gets the handball out. Phil Cracker. Now Larkin onto Robertson. Robertson's quick kick towards half forward. Over the boundary line in front of Fairley and Mew. And we'll have a throw in between wing and half forward, slightly favouring the Kangaroos, who would give the impression that they've wilted just ever so slightly.
The Hawks take it, pasting in the ruck, although Deere wins this one. Goes to Larkin of North. Hand pass to no one in particular. Ackley. And the ball out of play. Yes, first it was Mossop and now Lyle doing particularly well. He's playing his first senior game for the season, Mark Lyle. Then Hawthorn have won premierships without a ruckman, so it doesn't seem to bother them too much.
No one can gain any ascendancy from that boundary throw in. A struggle of 3 or 4 tired-looking players. The pace has been quite fierce. 21 minutes into the third quarter, Hawthorn lead by 1 straight kick. 12-6 plays 11-6. And a bounce on the centre wing, outer side of the ground. Deere, tuck, kicks quickly, high, half forward. Crocker can't mark, a big thump away by Hickey. Down towards Lyle. He gathers it well. The crumb gatherer, Robertson, can't break clear. Another bounce.
Very close to holding the ball. Wing, outer side. Well, Deere's won the last couple. Comes down to Law. Fairley, caught by Mew. Hand pass to Larkin. And further afield to Steele. Too long for McCann. And good mark Abbott in defence. Hawks leading by a straight kick. Abbott up short of the wing. Robertson. Good paddle to Steele. Knocked up getting the ball. Darren Steele. Larkin. Beautiful kick. Centre half forward is Smith. This will test him from outside 50. Peter Smith with 18 possessions today. Ross Smith, rather. Peter's his brother, playing for the Bears. Well, he tried a big one. And way off the side of the boot. And on the gallop. And away goes Langford.
Langford's kick wide finds Deere. Deere, opposed by Steele, gets his kick away towards Curran, and Curran doesn't let him down, takes a well-judged mark, plays on quickly, kicks towards centre half forward. In front, McDonald thumps it away, goes after it again. He's under pressure, he taps it on and gives Crocker some chance. Crocker smothers it, but it's well played Dunstall. Left foot kick by Dunstall to the front of the goals. Mark taken for North Melbourne by the acting captain, Johnny Law. 12th possession for Law. Kicks wide towards half-back, outer side.
Thumb down to the front by Deere. There's Lyle in after it. And he'll take a free kick, Mark Lyle. Hawthorn crowd not too happy with that. Just his third possession after coming on in this quarter. New over the top with extra height over Fairley. Into Eade, had to get rid of it in a hurry. Law comes from behind to attempt the spoil. Crocker at ground level. Curran, good hand pass. Morris lost it, goes to Loveridge. Running out of room, dragged to the ground, no whistle. Oh, actually, you're in trouble. Brereton. Umpire says he'll ball it up. A few decisions in there you could have seen one way or the other.
I think it ended up pretty squared off in the end, Drew.
Well, Dermott didn't look overly concerned about the whole matter. Umpire Harris bounces in the forward pocket for Hawthorn and taps straight over the boundary line for a throw-in by Big Mark Lyle. At the 24.5-minute mark, Hawthorn lead by a goal. 12-6 plays 11-6. And it's deep in Hawthorn's scoring zone. Mossop Chance now for North Melbourne to break clear. Kennedy there, 3 North Melbourne players over the top. 1 supervising Matthew Larkin and 2 doing the tackling. Kennedy getting some words of encouragement from Peter Curran, and another ball up in much the same spot.
Comes to Larkin. Spills to McRae, and the ball out of bounds. Been a real mess up here in this pocket for the last minute or so. The Hawks in attack, leading by 6 points. Into time on third quarter. Mossop back on the ball. Taps towards Hawthorn's goal. Is taken away by Hickey. There's a bit of danger here. Langford. Smith comes to him. Langford, back he goes to Green. Further back to Platten. John Platten just outside 50. He'd be looking for a lead in short. Dunstall offers one. And Platten, 24 possessions. Won't quite make it. Mossop goes the punch. Down goes Brereton. Dunstall. Hand pass intercepted by Steele. They tried to spin through the tackle, took the tackle high, and will take the free.
Well, North Melbourne perhaps a little fortunate, but the umpire's a lot closer than we are. Yes, it was over the shoulder. And Steele kicks North out of trouble. Half back. There's a chance now for Robertson, who rove the pack well. Kicks long and fairly in front of Mew. Perhaps North can get something out of this. A kick into the pocket area. Too small. Both the crackers against Whitman and Jenke, and Jenke does it well. Takes the mark for the Hawks, kicks towards centre-half back, and there's that man Platten again. 25 possessions. On to Whitman. Whitman over towards the wing, and the mark's been taken by Brereton. Brereton on to Ayres. Ayres into the pocket, and the mark's been taken by Langford. Langford shoots for goal. And misses. Curran's taken the mark, but it's over the line for a behind. A behind to the full-back.
Looks like he's been moved away from full-back up to the half-forward line. Paul Abbott is still picking up Steve McCann.
Hickey with a 60-metre kick in. North will take the free with Larkin. 27 minutes played in the third quarter. Larkin towards the outer wing. Looks as though North might have come to a stop a little bit. It comes off hands and goes to Fairley. His kick smothered. Hand pass back. Goes to Pritchard to Platten. On to Green. Great running Johnny Platten. Straight through centre half forward, but a poor old kick. Might be lucky for Dunstall. Pulled over by Passmore. Brereton pushed in the back. And the free kick to Dermot Brereton. Russell Morris it is. And he's only about 12 metres from goal.
Tremendous tackling by the North Melbourne defence. But I think Morris might have helped that one along himself. Threw himself forward and made sure the umpire saw it. Wasn't a real lot in that one.
Can we read Donald McDonald's lips? Morris kicks for goal and kicks it. First goal to Morris. And the Hawks with a little bit of breathing space. They lead by 13 points. 28 minutes. And Alan Jean's now down on the boundary line. Obviously the three-quarter time siren not very far away. And perhaps he's a little bit happier. Jason Love back on the field for North Melbourne. And Lyle, the player replaced. And the scoreboard shows Hawthorn by 13 points.
In this quarter, the Hawks 5-2 to just 1-1 by North Melbourne. And there goes the siren for three-quarter time. And at quarter time, you wouldn't have believed that North Melbourne could be touched by Hawthorn today when they led by 37 points. But the Hawks have swung it around to lead by 13 at the last change. Made any team coached by John Kennedy. 13-7 plays 11-6. And the bounce in the middle by umpire Shane Harris. Kennedy helps it up the ground. That's the other John Kennedy. Kennedy number 2. And out of the middle, Larkin's kick is marked by Eade. Eade to centre wing. Kennedy trying to change direction. Slipped on the dewy turf there. Brereton paddles. Deere. Platten, brilliant. Brereton, back to Loveridge. Now he can get a free shot at it. Up towards half forward. Morris, a bit of a push. Yes, free kick to North Melbourne. We're taken by Crocker.
Well, he did well, umpire Harris, because he was a fair way from that incident, but perhaps Crocker made it look a little more obvious. It's the second time in the match that Crocker's free kick has gone out of bounds in the full. The first time, Tuck kicked the goal from it. Eade kicks it in. Back towards centre-half forward. High flyers want it. Law punches it. Ackley can't quite control it. Goes back after it, slips at a crucial stage. Kick by Cracker towards half forward, over Mew's head, over the boundary line. And we'll have a throw in. It was Phil Cracker who kicked the ball up. Jimmy Cracker now at the bottom of this ruck contest. Big Deer there. McDonald doing it for North Melbourne. Chance for Hickey. Kicks into the forward pocket area. Over the back. Oh, shocking overrun there by Abbott. Chance for Love. Unselfishly handballs to Robertson. He goes in on open goal and puts it through. And this game is far from over.
There's tremendous play there by Jason Love to get that over to Robertson. Because he could have very easily had that shot at goal. Here he is now. Made sure of it by getting it over there. And Robertson couldn't miss. But still plenty of time for North Melbourne to get back in this game.
How about the statistician's tip who said that Love spent 20 minutes on the bench in the third quarter, and North Melbourne ground play up in the forward line was out of it.
7 points the margin. Mossop out of the middle. Steele. What a dream run he's been having in the last couple of weeks. Steele to half forward. And McCann doing a bit of wrestling, allowing Ayres to come over the top and take a good mark. He kicks across the half-back line to Jenke. All Hawthorn here. Opponent shepherded off, allowing Jenke a bit of time and space to get balance. Morris, centre wing, slips away from Larkin. And goes bang to centre half forward. Brereton there. One touch, not enough. Loveridge burrowing through, caught. Umpire says, I'll ball it up. And Brereton says, if that's not a free kick, umpire, I've never seen one. And Clayton says, I'll have it.
A bounce just wide of centre half forward. Chance for Kennedy. Can't break clear. Handball picked up by Ackley. Tackled by Curran. Free kick to Ackley. Couldn't see it, but Ackley at half back. Plays on. Handball over the top to Law. Under a little pressure. Cooley gets his kick towards half forward. Mark taken by Morrissey. Morrissey plays on. Kicks it from whence it came. Half forward flank for the Hawks. Over the boundary line. 55 to 60 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. Scoreboard, Hawthorn leading by 7 points. The Hawks 13-7. North Melbourne 12-6. 4 minutes into the last quarter.
Deer, Mossop. Deer, well done. They've travelled about 50 metres, 25 up, 25 down. Picked up by German. Up to centre wing. Fairley's there with Mew. Comes to McRae. He catches Tuck. Play on, says the umpire. Fairley. Oh, Larkin didn't see Eade coming. Goes to Platten. Great play, Platten. Morrissey to Loveridge. A good sidestep. Long kick to the goal square. Dunstall. Terrific play, Hawthorn to rebound. Great tackling by Rodney Eade back in the centre of the ground. Jason Dunstall from point-blank range, and that's his 4th goal.
Brilliant teaming up by the Hawthorn side. Loveridge got plenty of pace, a couple of lovely balks, and a long kick. Dunstall probably did the right thing marking it. I thought he may have been wise to let it go through, but it would have bounced probably 8 or 9 metres out and could have probably went anywhere.
The mistake probably made by the North Melbourne player who gave the hand pass to Larkin. Ball back, bounced in the centre. Good punch on by Mossop. Morrissey intercepts. Quick kick out towards the wing. Picked up by Phil Cracker. Back onto the left foot. Kicks long, looking for his little brother, or is it his big brother, Jimmy? But Jenke intercepts and takes the mark at centre-half back for Hawthorn. Jenke out wide to the wing. Lots of big Hawthorn players there, high markers. Kennedy back to Tuck. Tuck now kicks with the left foot. North Melbourne in the van, 3 players. Dunstall outnumbered. Law backs up well, kicks it wide. Larkin takes the mark at half-back. North Melbourne need to move it quickly at all times. Larkin goes inboard to Passmore. Passmore at centre-half-back. Shepherded well, kicks the ball wide. Steele under pressure from Pritchard. Gathers it, kicks quickly with the left foot high. Here's a chance for McDonald. Opposed by Langford. Langford gets a whack in the eye. Kick off the ground by McDonald up to full forward. Overrun. Good play by Abbott, who's done well up there at full-back since being moved on to McCann. Langford recovered from the whack in the eye. Green, on the end of it, Loveridge. Loveridge into the centre. Kennedy, who's come into the play. Didn't play well in the first quarter, but done well since then. Loveridge, the running players now for Hawthorn, coming right into it, up towards full forward. And Dunstall, too quick, too talented, too steady for Passmore, takes the mark. It's his 7th. And he'll line up for goal number 5.
Yes, and Hawthorn are now moving the ball up onto the forward line the way North Melbourne did in that first quarter. And Dunstall, when he's got a little bit of space like that, there's no stopping him.
Five goals to Jason Dunstall, 4 goals to Curran, and 3 goals to Brereton. And before the match, that was going to be North Melbourne's problem. Trying to contain the 3 key forwards for the Hawks.
Steve McCann also hasn't kicked a goal since half-time, so they really need a lift from him if the North Melbourne are going to have any chance whatsoever.
Well, last week, North kicked 9 goals, 1 in the last quarter to win. They need a bundle of goals to get up and win this too. Since quarter time, Hawthorn have kicked 14, 6 to 5-4. Tuck, beautiful play to Brereton. On the turn, 1 out, Dunstall again with Passmore. Gee, Dunstall might have taken a free, but he might get the goal just the same. Oh, Passmore did well to come back at him.
Gee, he could have taken about 3 free kicks there, Drew. In the end, it looked like Passmore had him by the legs, tripped him over.
Boundary throw in, 4 metres around from the behind post. Mossop takes it out of the air, fumbles. Robertson back to Ackley. They're under pressure, they can't get clear. Now Law out wide, chance for McRae. McRae's long ball towards the wing. Morris over the top of Crocker, and he takes the mark for Hawthorn on centre wing. Plays on quickly, kicks towards centre half forward. Curran slips at the back. Mossop under pressure from Green. He can't get clear. Green did it nicely. A kick off the ground. It'll be retrieved by Robertson. Out wide. Half back. Larkin over the top. There's no one there for North Melbourne. The ball runs freely over the boundary line for a throw-in. 65 to 70 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. And the Hawks lead by 19 points as John Kennedy tries to get some urgent messages to his players.
Deere wins a great tap to Tuck. In he goes. This is great play. Morrissey from 30 metres out. Close. Grazed the post. .20 margin. Just past the 9-minute mark in the last quarter. I still get the feeling you shouldn't write North off yet.
Passmore's kick. Half back out of side. Larkin. Oh, did he drop the ball? He gets clear though, somehow. And managed to elude it. Feeds the handball to Phil Cracker. Over the top. Back to Ross Smith. Ross Smith's kick is marked by Platten. 28-29 possessions to Platten. On to Morris. Morris's kick. Long into the pocket. Kennedy. One-hander. Dragged it in. Gary Ablett style. And John Kennedy, after a very quiet first quarter, has certainly played his part. It's his 18th possession. Going back for a well-earned rest. He's already kicked 1 goal. We'll be kicking from about 45 metres out, so it'll take a decent boot. Gets the drop punt going well. Right up onto the goal line. Dunstall over the shoulder. Right on the goal line, touched by Mossop through for 8 behind.
And one gets a feeling that Hawthorn are just starting to take control of this match. It's really starting to slip away from North Melbourne.
Ackley goes towards the outer side. Oh, 1 against 3. So I don't know what chance North had of getting the ball. Well, actually, the punch away went out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Unlikely ruckman, Law and Kennedy. Tuck gets his millionth hand pass away to Loveridge. Dunstall came well to compete. Kennedy back. Dunstall again from close to the boundary line. Curran. Oh, sitter. And then might take a free. He was pulled by the neck. Brereton kicked a goal, but it's a free kick back here to Peter Curran.
Yes, there's no doubt about that. Unusual for Curran to drop one because he's been marking so well today. But here it is, grabbed around the neck by Stephen Hickey. And Peter Curran will be lining up for his 5th goal from about 15 metres out.
Gave David Ackley a neat little touch out before he went for that mark. But he's kicked the goal, Curran. It's his 5th for the match. And I'm a little bit with you, Bernie. I just get the feeling that North Melbourne have just run out of legs. And Hawthorn doing all the attacking. They now lead by 27 points. And we're just past the 12-minute mark of the last quarter. 16-9 plays 12-6.
Yeah, it'll take North 5 goals to just hit the front. And when you consider they've kicked just 2 since half-time, that's a big task. Platt, Berry, Tuck right in the thick of things. McCann on the ball now in the middle of the ground. But nobody on the forward line for North. Jenky an easy task. Backwards he goes to Ayres. Ayres with time to spare. Out wide to Loveridge. And Hawthorn preferring to go down the outer side of the ground. Kick in no man's land. Bouncing, running onto the bouncing ball, Ackley to Steele. Smith. Hand pass blocked by Deere. Goes to Curran. Blocked by Smith. New. Smith applies a good tackle. Play on, says the umpire. In goes German for a tackle. Spills to Steele. Now Ayres. And Hawthorn in a swarm.
Loveridge kicks the ball high towards the wing. Tucks his target. It's tapped away by Hickey. Picked up by Green. Green's high ball towards half forward. Close to the boundary line. Law. Can he break clear of Brereton? Left foot kick. In short. Fickle bounce for Ackley. Tap on by Curran. Throwing himself on the ball, German. Therefore, Hawthorn is Green. A tap out. Curran on the end of it. No. It's through to Fairley. Fairley's high ball. Towards centre half forward. Crocker takes the mark for North Melbourne over Kennedy. Mossop goes off. And Lyle comes off. Comes on at the 14-minute mark of the last quarter.
Ayres has taken some great marks in the second half. Taken 6 marks for the game. I reckon probably 5 of them since half-time. Off to Jenky. Langford just behind the wing. Oh, it's slippery there. Left or right foot, doesn't bother him. To centre half forward. Brereton held down. Hasn't forced the ball up yet. Kennedy there. And now it's a ball.
What a beautiful kick by Jenky on his left foot. Gave Langford all the space in the world. The Hawks' defence has been working well. Perhaps since Ayres went back there. Ayres started up in the middle of the ground and he went back into defence. A tap on now, Loveridge. Left foot shot for goals. A poor one off the side of the boot. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to North Melbourne. 14 and a half minutes gone. Hawthorn lead 16-9. Plays 12-6. Difference 27 points. And North Melbourne looking down the barrel.
To half back. Spoil by Crocker. It comes to the front of the pack. Smith. Good running chest mark to German. And 15 metres against Eade, which he didn't use. German up short of half forward. Clears the pack. Chance for North. Onto this is McDonald. Bumped off it pretty well there by Morrissey. Umpire balls it up. Actually, the standard has dropped a lot since a scintillating first half.
Well, North Melbourne just haven't been able to get the ball moving. In the first quarter at a bit, they were running on at every opportunity. A bounce at half forward, Langford. Chance there for Pritchard. Eade, Kennedy, Langford. Kick towards half forward, slips through the hands of the Greek god, McCann. And it really shouldn't have.
Is Geraldton a Greek island?
Well, have a look at the build on him. My golly. Umpire Harris decides to bounce. The ball between wing and half forward, slightly favouring the Hawks.
Clever McCann. Down to Robertson. Thump away by Langford. And out of play will satisfy Hawthorn. And nearly 5 goals in front. We've played 16 minutes in the last quarter. Big leap by Crocker. Clean bowls Hickey. Green. Play on. Goes to Deere. Kennedy had to stretch for it. Did well. Bad kick by John Kennedy. Larkin. Yes, Larkin. Out to Hickey. To half forward, Jenky with Phil Cracker. Ground level, Phil should win. Where is he? Oh, that is brilliant. Pops it out wide to Fairley. Lyle. Not quite. And the umpire will ball it up. And Paul Field, our statistician, points out Jimmy Cracker, not a stat in the last quarter.
Umpire Clayton bounces the ball in the forward pocket for North Melbourne. Tuck. Hawks under lots of pressure. Morrissey on the bottom of it. Can't control it, and the bounce will take place right in front of the North Melbourne goal. Hawthorn lead by 27 points, 17.5 minutes gone in the last quarter. And if North are to have a chance, they should score a goal from this chance. Lyle over the top. Morrissey, Tuck, quick kick out. And the mark being taken by Ross Smith for North Melbourne. See, they just go straight back and kick it over the man in the mark. They had players running past early. Smith's kick high to full forward. Lyle takes the mark. 14 metres out directly in front. A chance to kick the Northerners' 13th goal and just give them some sort of a chance. We've played over 18 minutes in the last quarter. The difference is 27 points. Lyle could make it 21, 26 or still 27. He kicks a goal and makes it 21 points the difference, approaching the 18.5-minute mark of the last quarter.
Good mark by Lyle because it was a very crowded North Melbourne forward line. And he held his ground very well against Abbott. Kept his eyes on the ball all the time and took a strong mark.
Mark Lyle playing just his 31st game of league football since coming to football in '84. It was in his 4th season, but this is his first senior game this year. Ball up in the middle. McCann, maybe he can do something like he did from full forward in the first quarter. Now he's on the ball. But it goes to Loveridge. Curran couldn't get it away. Robertson played well. He stopped a heap on that half-back flank in this second half. 7th mark for the Hawthorn number 7. I once called a game and said Ayres on his chest, and Jeff Leake couldn't broadcast for the next 5 minutes. Ayres on his chest.
You must have people in stitches, Drew.
I didn't even mean it.
Steele up towards half forward. Whoa, big leap by McDonald, by Crocker. Kick off the ground by Robertson. Ayres again, steady as a rock. Towards the wing. And the mark taken by Smith. Smith into the centre. Finds McCann. And he plays on. Kicks a high ball. Further over the other side of the centre. The running player. Here's a chance for North Melbourne. Hickey bursts through and kicks way behind when they badly needed a goal. It was Larkin on the wing who got the handball away. Strong play by Hickey, but unfortunately he missed.
Good turn of pace.
Brilliant play. He really charged with that ball.
Eade in the back pocket. 20 points the difference at the 20-minute mark. It's not impossible, but looking highly unlikely. Morris pushed out. Once again, he's interfered with Crocker. And Crocker will take the free. Crowded forward line again. Jim Cracker, the only North player there, so he had no hope. Goes to Phil. Oh, well smothered Mew. Jenky left it behind. Abbott did well to Clatton. Now Loveridge. Poor kick by Richard Loveridge. Bouncing at centre wing. Ackley favoured. Wide to Phil Cracker, just inside the line.
Beautiful kick by Ackley. And Phil Cracker takes the mark. North aren't finished. They kicked a lot of goals late in the game on Sunday. Tap on by McCann. Smith. Quick kick into the pocket. Mark taken by that man who kicked 6 last week, Jason Love. And you only need in modern day football for a team to just lose concentration for 5 or 6 minutes and bingo.
That's exactly right. It looks as though Hawthorn have really eased up on the pressure there in the last 5 minutes or so.
Love has kicked a goal for North Melbourne. The difference is only 14 points. 16-9, 105. North Melbourne 14-7, 91. And we've played 21 minutes and 40 seconds of the last quarter. First goal to Jason Love. He's kicked a couple of behinds, but that's his first goal.
Just when it looked like the game was all over with Hawthorn 5 goals in front, North Melbourne have been able to come back with 2 quick goals, and they've got a glimmer of hope here at the 22-minute mark of the last quarter.
McCann on the ball for the last 5 minutes, wins this. Clatton. Umpire will ball it up again. Pretty hard to get it out of the middle once they charge in from the white line of the centre square. And it's a crowded defensive half for Hawthorn. We've only got 2 pairs of players in the left-hand end of the ground. So it's wide open for Tuck as he gets possession. Brereton, he won't reach this before Passmore. And Passmore did well to leave Dunstall to come out and win a kick. Long to the centre wing. Crocker. Kennedy one hand. That's good play by Hickey. Robertson goes back to Larkin. North, maybe not out of this yet. McCann gets it past Deere to McRae. Puts it wide. McDonald stays at the back. Oh, look out. Langford well played. Oh, McDonald still got it. Back to Phil Cracker. Dodging, weaving. Over to brother Jim, but too high for him. And Loveridge took a spectacular mark.
Well, it looked as though the Magicians were going to be at it again. Loveridge anticipated well. Kicks it wide to Jenky, and the Hawks are out of trouble. North Melbourne should have capitalised. The kick into the centre. It's over the top. Mark taken by Robertson, and North Melbourne will go back into attack. We're 23 minutes into the last quarter. Robertson's kick towards full forward. Lyle in front. It's at the back. A chance. They can't get clear. Steele's handball. Here's a chance for Love again. He's pushed in the back. Play answers the umpire. The ball's out of trouble. It comes out wide to Loveridge. Loveridge at half-back for the Hawks. Taps it on the ground once. A short kick. Hard up against the boundary line. Morris can't control it. Over the boundary line. Through the players into change area. 24 minutes gone. Hawthorn lead by 14 points. 16-9. Plays 14-7.
Well, that would have made it interesting if the umpire had played that free in front of goal, as I think he should have.
When is in the back, not in the back. When it's on the forward line. Larkin. Well played to beat Tuck. Good pass to Jim Cracker, looking for his first touch for the quarter. Well, he only just barely got a touch. It wasn't a possession. Morrissey to Brereton. And Brereton centres to Dunstall. Beautiful play. And Dunstall has thrashed Passmore. And Jason's kicked 5, including 2 in this quarter. And his 6th would seal it. There it is. Just missed to the left. So Dunstall has kicked 5 goals too. So with a mad rush in time on, which we are now, North could still win.
Ackley to Cracker, back to Ackley, out towards the outer side of the ground. They'll need to mark this North. They do through Passmore. They must play on at every opportunity if they're to have a chance. They're 15 points in arrears. The Hawks lead. Passmore up towards the wing. Chance for Fairley. It's punched away by Mew. Pritchard on the bottom of it. Clatton now. Oh, nearly 30-odd possessions to Platt. Kicks towards centre forward. Brereton takes the mark. Surely that should be paid. It is. A great effort by Dermot Brereton. It's his 6th mark. He's kicked 3 goals. Curran 5 and Dunstall 5. And they've been the difference between the two sides. We're into time on in the last quarter. Brereton shooting for goal number 4. It's a beautiful, long-looking kick from Brereton. The goal umpire moves across. It's gone wider than even the behind post, and it's out of bounds on the full free kick to McCann. He handballs over the top to Ackley. Ackley at half-back. Kicks it towards the wing area. The high flyer wanted. They're not there. Hawthorn's crumb gatherers. Here's a chance now for Hickey. He can't break clear. Good tackle. McRae there. So is Law. Law dives on the football in desperation. Brereton a tackler for the Hawks, and umpire Clayton will bounce. Chance now for Morrissey. He gets the handball away to Kennedy, who balks and turns past Smith. Short kick in. Curran over the top. Ackley again. A desperate defender for North Melbourne. Kicks it into the centre. Steele over his head. Platten again. Goes for a run. Bounce once. Short kick out wide. Chance for Morris, and he doesn't let the little long-haired rover down. And Morris has taken the mark, only 40 metres out. Nearly directly in front. 16 possessions to Morris. Coming up for goal number 2. He punts for goal. It looks okay. Goal umpire signals 2 fingers. And the Hawks perhaps sealed North Melbourne's fate with that goal. And they lead by 21 points, 112 plays 91.
And once again, it was Johnny Platten, 34 possessions.
He's a tremendous rover, Johnny Platten. He'd be one of the best in the competition. And look at that delivery out to Morris. Plenty of space up on that Hawthorn forward line now.
Curran off the ground, giving Anthony Condon his first run in league football, with the game all over at the 28-minute mark. It comes out to Morris. Up to centre half forward. Brereton one out with Law. Law gets the hand pass away. Crocker. Ackley will take a free kick. Held when not in possession. Needed to play on quickly and did. To Hickey, who can kick long from a standing start. Thought Mew would have been happy to see it out. It was a header by Robertson. Didn't go out. Morris, Eade, Kennedy, Platten again. Beats Jim Cracker. Great football, Johnny Platten. Morris.
Beautiful football by Platten. Oh, what a mark. Dermot Brereton high up over Johnny Law. Hung in the air and took the mark of the day so far. Well, at the 28-minute and 45-second mark of the last quarter, I don't think anybody will top that off. And Brereton from 45 metres. He's getting good distance with his kicks. And this one's no different, but it's offline. Through for a behind. And there's the siren. Hawthorn win by 22 points. 17 goals, 11, 113. North Melbourne 14-7, 91.
And that was after trailing